All matters discussed during this show are for informational purposes only. Each individual situation may vary, and the opinions expressed here may not apply to everyone. Materials presented are believed to be from reliable sources, and no representations can be made as to its accuracy. All ideas and information should be discussed in detail with one of our qualified representatives prior to implementation.
Health and wealth. Health and wealth. Health and wealth.
This is the Health and Wealth Radio Network.
Our special guest today is Senator Will Barfoot, not Bigfoot. Now, how, did you correct them when they called you Will Bigfoot? Did you? I don't know what's called Barfoot.
Well, depends on the setting,
on who it is.
Yeah.
But
well, they always called me Ernest T. So there you go.
Well,
did you throw rocks?
There you go.
No, I just laughed with them. They had to laugh at it.
You know how many times he was on the Andy Griffith Show?
How many?
5.
That's it.
He was on 5 times. Now I think he was actually on there as other characters once in a while, but it would be just little walk-on things. But the Ernest T. character was only on 5 times.
I wouldn't know.
He's remembered well.
Oh, that's the thing. That's the thing. Talking about people remember you and everything.
Yeah.
But
and the Darlings.
Darlings.
Oh yeah, they're always looking for someone to marry that girl.
They were.
I wonder if she ever got married.
I don't know. Well, she did. She married Dud Wash.
Oh, yeah.
And they had a little
Gilligan.
girl. Yeah. Well, he played Dud Wash one time, and this other gentleman, I can't think of his name, that played him, but they had a little girl and named her Andalina. Remember?
I don't remember that.
Well,
So
that's all I got to do.
All I know is they used to bake some good corn whiskey, I think. But it's So do they? They make that good now on Sand Mountain too. We used to anyway. But.
Got time to breathe. Got time for music. And a 1 and a 2. Hey, we got a phone call.
Okay. Hope it ain't one of them cousins calling.
Or Ernest T. Bass. Let's see. See if I can do something right today. You're on the air with David Ernest and Senator Will Barfoot. Identify yourself and don't cuss.
This is the AKA the Crawdad.
Hey, sir. How are you?
Crawdad.
How are you?
Hey, Crawdad.
Senator, I have a question I've always wanted to ask you.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Boy, thank you for doing such a good job.
Thank you.
Are you of any relation to Dr. James Barfoot, who still lives out in Cecil?
Distant. And you mean Dr. Barfoot that was a professor at AUM?
Yes.
I am, and I'm going to botch this up. I'm going to mess it up really bad. Whenever I was at AUM back in the 90s, graduated from AUM, he actually pulled me out of a class.
Oh, he did.
And said, heard that there was a Barfoot here. And I said, yes, sir. So I go in and sit in. Of course, I don't know anything about what's up. I don't know if he's the dean or who he is, right? I thought I'm going to get kicked out. So he brings me in, and he says, let me tell you how we're related. I said, I've done a little research.
Okay.
And I think it was his, maybe his great-grandfather and my great-great-grandfather were brothers or something, because I think his lineage was over from somewhere in Mississippi, and it was a Colonel Van T. Barfoot that was the Medal of Honor winner that he was, I think, related to, more closely related to than I am. So from Corinth.
I figured you probably would be. He was probably one of the best professors at AUM ever.
I'll claim him closer kin than he is then.
All right.
And yeah, you're doing a fantastic job. We really appreciate you doing what you're doing. And I was listening to that the bill number I've already forgotten that you were talking about with the I think it was $5,000 per annum.
Yes, sir.
For helping, and that I'm going to look at that more closely. But yes, particularly interested in helping veterans and their families that just don't get enough help from the federal level, where you see the ads on TV where everybody's having to chip in on the side to take the place of filling in the short spots where the VA has fallen short.
Yep.
And going all the way back to Trent Lott and Terry Everett and those guys, I've always been interested in how we can help the veterans here in Alabama particularly. And anyway, just wanted to thank you for that, and I won't take up any more of your time. And appreciate you doing such a good job.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. And what Crawdad just did is he jump-started things. We've got another call.
Oh.
You are on the air with Senator Will Barfoot and David Ernest. Identify yourself and don't cuss.
I'll try not to cuss, Rusty.
All right, appreciate it.
This is William.
Hey, man, how are you?
Oh, I'm just riding around trying to get to the house. You were talking about cousins, marrying cousins, and then all this kind of stuff. I have got some double first cousins. Have you ever heard of that situation?
I have.
I don't know how that works, but
it's when you double up.
Well,
you got 'em both sides.
well, I'm gonna tell you how it works. The our daddies were brothers, and they two brothers from one family married two sisters from another family.
Yep.
And you know, it sounds kind of weird, but it's not. I mean, you know, it's like, hey man, she got a sister, you know. So, I mean,
they're trying to keep it all in the family.
Yeah, I guess so.
But you know, when we were kids, it was like, you know, you go to the reunion on this side of the family, and you see this set of cousins.
William?
Always at both of them, you know. And it's like,
we lost you there for a second, man. Just what was that Jeff Foxworthy said? If you go to the family reunion to pick up girls, you might be a redneck.
Yeah.
Do you know, William, that brothers marrying sisters, especially years ago, wasn't all that uncommon?
Oh no.
But you know, like I said, people look at you like you know, like something's weird, but it's really not. I mean, you know.
Well, they're looking at that third ear. And,
I had my mother's mother. We called her Nanny. Was from Picayune, Mississippi, and we're really right outside of Picayune, a little place called Flat Top. But her daddy married Maud Wheat, and his brother married her sister. And I remember hearing that when I was a kid. I thought it was a little weird. She said, well, you think about it. She said, there was nobody else around.
That's why people married, you know, up in the hills, you know, there's nobody else to marry.
That's what I was saying earlier.
Right.
There wasn't nobody else around.
I think Rusty knows some of my kinfolk, some of my double cousins up there, but anyway, we won't get into all that right now.
Don't put no names out there yet.
No, they want to stay missing in action.
But if you're at the reunion and your mama says, go over there and hug your uncle brother, you need to get the heck away from there as quick as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Daddy, get away from me.
That's right. You don't want to hear that.
Don't want to be accused of being Biden.
Right.
That estate planning gets a little difficult then.
Yeah.
I'm just going to leave it to everybody. Y'all fight over it.
Yeah.
William, we'll talk to you later, bud.
Yeah, man. Y'all be good.
Thanks a lot. William sent me a picture a while ago. He found he's trying to make me melt down and do it. He found a kitten. And he was looking for somebody. He does need somebody to foster this kitten that he found because it was out on the truck yard probably. And he's got dogs and he can't take it home. So I hooked him up with somebody.
Yeah.
But William's like that, picking up straight. He got it like last week. He had it in his truck. I don't know how he got it in there. He had a horse in there. I don't know how he did it. He just can't stand to see something.
That's extreme, but that's okay. You know, getting back to somewhat of a serious level, if we can.
I don't know if we can at this point.
We're having too much fun. You know, I just want to commend you and the State House, how well they have run, you know, being responsible physically. You know, when you look around and you see all these bad things I had mentioned earlier, like California, you know, they're about to mess up a lot of the retirement plans, and, you know, people double dipping into this and that and the other and borrow money and transferring it over. And, you know, the debt that we're getting into. Alabama doesn't have that kind of problem, you know. And if the whole union, in other words, if the entire United States would do this, we wouldn't have the problems that we have here. And I understand, I mean, I'm talking about politics here, a little bit about why we feel kind of resentment about all these taxes and this inflation and all these other things that are going on, because we don't think it would have happened if it had been more responsibility. But just thank you very much for doing that.
Well, thank you. I've been you know, counted as an honor to be able to serve the folks in the district, and I've enjoyed the last 3 years. There are some days when I think, what the heck have I done? Because it is time consuming and take away time from your business and your family. But I hope at the end of the day we've done some good things. So
I've got another one, and this is a serious question.
Yes, sir.
You talked about, please mention the program you were talking about a while ago.
ABLE, A Better Living Existence, is SB 231.
Do you have a phone number or a website you'd like to give out? We're in no need to rush. We've got a few more minutes. I just want to make sure we get it in.
Yeah,
we may get off on another Ernest T. tangent or something.
Yeah, no, I give my cell phone out frequently. It's, of course, 334, but 315-3426. Now, I get a lot of phone calls, and so I try to clear my voice messages out and try to return those. When I'm in court, obviously can't answer, and my wife has assured me that at some point in time every night I've got to cut my phone off.
Turn it off.
But text is usually the best way to get me, and then I can respond. Just make sure you put your name in there and where you live. It's amazing, the amount of emails that we get in the House and the Senate, and some of those are computer generated. And typically, if somebody doesn't say their name or where they live,
you don't know.
Yeah, because you get a lot on the abortion issue a couple of years ago. I mean, we were flooded with outside the state emails calling us all kinds of names. And,
that goes back to people voting in other states that don't belong.
That's it.
They don't belong in our state.
They don't.
They don't belong making comments in our state.
But it's amazing to me. I mean, for instance, we passed what I'll call the boys can't play girl sports bill.
See, that's another one of those things. That's
who would ever dreamed you'd have to do that?
I mean, you think about it. 20 years ago, not even 20 years ago, would you have ever thought that there would be a need? Common sense should have ruled the day. Right?
It would have been the last thing I would have thought.
Yeah.
Well, I heard I think it was Rosie Brock earlier talking about they had to pass something so that the kids wouldn't be showering together, co-ed showers. That's just like, give me that can of gas to throw in his fire. Let's see what happens.
Unbelievable. Where are we headed?
I don't know.
I mean, it's just
if it gets to the point where I'm worried, it's bad. As a matter of fact, I've been thinking about running for something, and my slogan's going to be, why not? And I don't know how to spell, but I mean, the why not part. I couldn't do any words.
Rusty, you're so popular, you could run for anything.
Oh, I don't know.
Or maybe run from it. I guess.
Maybe that's probably
to the county line. Huh,
at least to the county line.
Yeah.
But I do have some common sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this. I actually have 2 degrees. Seriously.
Which
I have in business and marketing.
I read about it.
I do. And the thing is, I know I come across as a moron, but I've made a lot of money.
No. I tell you what, you come across as a very talented entertainer.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'll put that on my business
card. Just like Will comes across as a very talented person who's representing us. And I'm not calling him a politician, because a politician has a different content,
Exactly.
But representation is what it's boiled to.
Mm-hmm. I got one of the biggest probably praises since I've been elected a couple weeks ago, and this is a person who didn't really know me, but they said, you may not be the most conservative member of the Senate, so you're probably in the top 5, but said, I see you as a populist conservative. I thought, you know what, I like that.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Well, as long as somebody is talking to me and they're not holding a brick, I'm thinking I'm probably going to get a pretty good compliment.
Yeah. There you go.
But as I was saying, common sense. That's what that's what David does. David does the financial dealings that he does, and it's common sense that you're looking at the world we live in right now. Stock market, and if you look real close, you might see a mushroom cloud coming up out of it. And you look over here where David is, and there's birds singing, and there's little children playing,
rainbows,
unicorns, everything. And that's, I would say, out of my common sense, that maybe I better go over here and talk to David.
Well, I'll tell you one thing I know is I know what I don't know, and so when it's time and you start thinking about that, everybody ought to be thinking about their financial interest, especially in today's society. You got to get with somebody like David who knows what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Let them advise you. Let them tell you, hey, you might want to think about this. This is coming up on the horizon, so you may want to think about putting your money in this particular area.
Well, People buy cars, and they're not mechanics. People buy a pool for their house. Well, they got to have somebody come out and fix it. But everybody is thinking they're a money genius.
Yeah.
But David will tell you stuff about your money that you never knew.
All I know is the sock doesn't build wealth. If you put it in a sock and put it under the mattress, it stays the same.
Exactly.
Or in inflation, it actually is devalued.
Is exactly right.
Go. Well, let me tell you, call David right now, 279-7431, or the new and gaining popularity every minute, 205-479-0839. Talk to him, set up that no obligation consultation. You can sit down with David, Matthew, Princess Leah. I don't know. Are you going to be over there anytime, Will? If you're over there, Will will be over there. You can sit down with him too.
He probably don't have time to sit around.
Yeah, he's out doing.
Well, I'm enjoying my time here tonight now.
Yeah. Well,
hey,
we all having fun here.
Just come back anytime.
Yeah,
I'll try
absolutely.
to be a little bit more prepared. It's fun when you can talk about the serious stuff.
Well,
and you can jump in with some crazy stuff too.
That's it. Being serious all the time is boring.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why a lot of people fall asleep in class. Maybe they should put a little bit of excitement in there. But, we don't want to be boring, but we also don't want to be in trouble. Like Alabama is a conservative state. I am a conservative asset preservationist.
Mm-hmm.
Will is a conservative representative of Alabama.
Right.
He's a senator, but he's conservative, and he does the things that we want. In other words, he's trying to conserve and at the same time make things better, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to conserve, but at the same time make things better. But I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm not for everybody. If you're young, stock market is great, but it is going to probably have a massive correction here pretty soon. So if you're older, you probably don't need to be involved in that correction. If you're younger, it probably won't affect you as much, but you need to realize it's probably coming.
Mm-hmm.
So each person has different needs, and each person has different desires and different philosophies. Again, I say, thank Lord we live in Alabama where the philosophies fit closer together and being conservative.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why I guess I exist here in Alabama more than I would say like in California. They might run me out in California. I don't know.
Pitchforks and torches,
You're talking about, I think about it, what you just said in terms of grades with 5 children. You look at report cards and you say you made an A here, an A here, an A here, an A here. But then you make that one bad grade, and it takes a long time to get back up to that 4.0 or 3.5 plus.
Right.
And that's kind of the way the market is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're younger, maybe there's time to overcome those dips.
Right. Yep.
But the older you get,
the harder it gets to get back.
Well, you just reminded me of something. We didn't ask. I mean, you said that. Do you have 5 children?
I really have 5 children.
And I'm sure there's a Mrs. Bigfoot, Barfoot.
She is.
You didn't do that on purpose.
Now, she is a wonderful lady. Anybody that can put up with me and raise 5 children together with me is.
What's her name?
Kathy.
And don't you tell her I said Bigfoot.
So how did you meet Kathy?
Well, at work.
At work.
Yeah, I was just graduated from AUM and went to work at what I thought was the be-all, end-all job at the time. I just left Swanner Transfer and Storage and started to work over at Hager Hinge.
I know about that.
Know Hager?
Yeah.
And then I thought, I've had 6 long years here at AUM, and they gave me a degree. I need to be doing something with my degree.
What's your degree? Yeah.
International Studies.
So they wanted to send you overseas. Go back to school in France.
Yeah, that international studies degree in Montgomery, Alabama, back then in a nickel could have bought you a piece of bubble gum, I think.
Exactly.
The only thing it did is get me into law school. Said, hey, he's halfway intelligent and can learn. But went to work at Transamerica Finance.
Okay.
And the best thing that happened for me while I was working at Transamerica is I met Kathy. So
that's wonderful. maybe someone will tell her that you said that.
And
Maybe so.
5 kids. I mean, that sounds like she's got a pretty full-time job right there. But does she work outside of the home?
She does. She works at our church at Thornton Road Baptist Church, and financial. I won't get her title right, but she does the finances and assistance.
All right.
And kids now, you got 5.
And so I'm a really old man. I've got grandkids.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, my oldest daughter.
Congratulations to the crowd. To the club. I mean,
hey, listen, there is nothing like them.
no, there's not.
My oldest is, let me think, she is 29, married.
Wow.
Her husband is a pharmacist here in Montgomery, at Adams Drugs, great place. And they have 2 children. And then my second oldest, Reagan, is just graduated from Auburn. I'm one of the Alabama football fans, but all my money's been to Auburn.
I see a pattern coming along here.
Yeah, that's right.
Auburn thing. Huh?
Oh, that's
My daughter went to Auburn. I can't say much. I mean, Auburn, I like Auburn.
great place. And she just graduated over there and working on her master's degree, about to start in the fall. And then 19-year-old son, 16-year-old daughter, and a 13-year-old son.
So they're all just about grown.
They're working on it. They can go and feed themselves anyway, get something. My wife says, Kathy says, what are we going to do for tonight? And I said, freestyle.
Yeah, on their own.
They know what that means.
Every man for himself.
There you go.
Peanut butter sandwiches.
Yep, absolutely.
My wife and I do that at least once a week. It's fend for yourself. And it's usually leftovers.
You only do it once a week? I'm going to start coming to your house.
Actually, I cook. I'm home during the day. I can put something in the crock pot or thaw out something and fix something. And remind me, and I'll tell you the best way to make something out of that hamburger in the tube. I'll tell you that later.
Well, it sounds weird, but
no, it's not bad at all. It's just it's
hamburger in the tube.
You don't know about the little torpedoes of hamburger?
You talking about Walmart torpedoes?
Yeah.
I thought those were weapons or something.
Well, you can use them as a weapon. I mean, you build you like a little potato cannon. Now that would be cool. You're over at your house with your potato cannon, your neighbor 300 yards away. Honey, I know what's for supper. What? Some hamburger meat just flew through the window. Put the grill on. But and you got 5 kids, they're all grown, and now you got how many at home? 4?
3 of them at home. Jeb is 13, and Ellie is 16, and then Bankston's kind of quasi at home. He's working paper mill shutdowns, throughout the state. So,
wow.
But big family, and our thoughts were, you talk about estate planning. Our thoughts were, the more you have, the more chances at least one of them will succeed and maybe come see us in the nursing home.
Yeah, I was going to say, take care of you when you get on.
Yeah, help pay for it, I guess.
Yeah,
that was.
The old folks used to say, that was the philosophy. The more kids you had, the more you put to work.
Yeah,
right?
Well, that's the way it was.
Yeah.
Well, now,
I mean, I even saw some of that on Sand Mountain.
When
that's another reason why
that was all the cousins who were married. That was it's like when I was a kid, they took us to see people. Let's go over here and see Aunt Margaret. Yeah, let's go. Now, I think the thing is, you're supposed to go see the kids.
Yeah.
And they don't never really tell you where they're going to be, because the kids are just into everything.
Family
football, baseball, and you can't get them to come to the family reunions anymore.
You know what? But when I was a kid, we used to go to my daddy's mother's side and daddy's side. We would go to the Barfoot reunions and then the Youngblood reunions. Mm-hmm. And, it just didn't seem like there's many family reunions.
They're getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah. We try to have them, and of course, the pandemic past years cut out 2 or 3 of them. But they're not like they were, because a lot of it. I'm the older people now.
You know what we have on Sand Mountain that they don't have here? Decoration days.
Decoration Day. Now, what do you do on Decoration Day?
Decoration Days are usually the 3rd or 4th day in Sundays in May. Mm-hmm. All over Sand Mountain, all the churches have Decoration Days. Everybody goes and puts flowers on the grave, and then they have food on the grounds at the churches, especially the Baptist churches. They're big for that.
And don't mix them up, because that just don't work right. No. I'm not eating these flowers. Where is that hamburger? It's in the window. Hey, we're just about out of time, gentlemen. We've got about a minute. If you guys want to wrap this up.
Well, we want to say thank you very much, Senator, for coming. We are so proud of what you're doing. Keep up the good work. You're a conservative. We're conservatives. So we voted for you. We keep hearing good things about what you're doing, and we're very happy that you're doing these good things.
Well, I appreciate that. I do.
You're welcome anytime. Love to have you
anytime.
back anytime. Give out your phone number.
Is your money working for you? Would you like higher returns with lower risks? David Ernest of Ernest Financial Retirement Rollovers has custom-tailored strategies. With over 30 years in the industry, let him help you achieve your dreams. Ernest Financial, where they are always earnest about your money. Visit retirewithernest.com or call 279-7431. That's 279-7431. Ernest Financial.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with Moby Dick.
Hello! Just call me Moby, man.
Right. Now, Moby, it seems that you have beached yourself.
That's right, man.
Were you trying to get away from the persecution of Captain Ahab?
No, actually, I was on my way over to see David Ernest.
He's your financial guy.
That's right, man.
Wouldn't it be better, you being a seafaring creature, to call David at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839?
I guess you're right, man. If you could give me a little push back into the water, I will do just that.
Sure thing.
Yeah, that Ahab, he's a blowhole, man.
I understand he gave you the name Moby Dick.
Yeah, man, but you see, I gave him a name, too. As a matter of fact, it is the same name that he gave me.
You call him Moby Dick?
Yeah, I just leave the Moby part off.
Call David Ernest today. You just snuck that one in there, didn't you?
Right.
This is your roving reporter, and I'm talking today with Godzilla.
Hello!
Tell me, Godzilla, why do you go around destroying cities, crushing buildings with your massive feet?
Well, man, I'll tell you, it wasn't anything personal toward the cities or the people. I was just looking for something.
And pray tell, what were you looking for?
I was looking for an asset preservationist to help me take care of my money, man.
Did you find one?
Yes, I did.
And now I suppose you're going to tell me it was David Ernest.
That's right, man. It was David Ernest. Like, I am the greatest of all monsters, and he is the greatest of all asset preservationists.
I see.
And you know, you can call David Ernest at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839.
Well, thank you, Godzilla. And before we go, could you give us that famous Godzilla roar?
Oh, I'd really like to, man, but I can't.
And why not?
Well, since I got that shot, man, I've been a little hoarse.
Right.